Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you can see here, I do have Aang from Avatar: The Last Airbender, or that's at least who he's supposed to be. I have already done his tattoos. I'm probably gonna put up like a speed thing of me like doing it whenever I did the tattoos. It's not even, and it's very, 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 very hard to tattoo in The Sims 4, especially with a PS4 controller and also with like wireless keyboard and mouse. So I don't know why tattooing in The Sims 4 is just so hard, but it is. But we are going to be creating Aang and Sokka today from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Don't know why, I've been really kind of into creatism lately. So we're gonna start with Aang's personality. So I don't like that his last name's tattoo. I just did that to like name it. So then, because you have to do each individual tattoo, and I thought that would be so much harder than just like making this sim like Aang. So something to do with air. You know what? Since he's an airbender, let's make his last name Zephyr. Aang Zephyr. Just because like that, I don't know, makes sense to me, I guess. And then his aspiration. I think I tried to maybe do something that was, you know, Aang related, because he is the avatar. So maybe not famous, but like, nature nomad is good. But where's friend of the world? You know what? What about this Zen guru one? Because it says that this sim wants to share their mastery of wellness with the world and train a successor to pass on their knowledge. And that kind of gives me Avatar vibes. And then what is that bonus trait that it comes with? That's interesting. It comes with the bonus trait of, it comes with the spa membership. Okay, cool. So Aang's characteristics. He's definitely a goofball. That's like the biggest thing about him. I also do want to give him vegan or vegetarian, because like that's also a huge part of like his personality. How does being a plant lover conflict with being a vegetarian? Is it because you eat plants? Like you can still be a plant lover and be a vegetarian, right? And we probably want one of these traits, but which one would fit Aang the most? Maybe good, since it says can discuss world peace. And then let's go ahead and do his likes and dislikes, or I guess preferences. Aang, I think, would like acting, just because he really got into his role of Kuzan in the Fire Nation. I don't think he'd be super into apothecary, because he doesn't really understand the apothecary lady in book 1. He's definitely into mischief and natural living and romance and probably tattooing, but only if you've like won your arrows. And then probably wellness. And then colors, obviously orange and yellow and blue. He does not like arguments. He does like compliments and deep thoughts and flirtation and jokes and potty humor and pranks. Decor and fashion, we won't worry about that since he's not like a Bratz character. He definitely likes nature and animal enthusiasts and spirited sims and optimistic, funny sims. And then for music, well, what genre would the Cave of Two Lovers song be? Probably Americana, maybe? I don't know. Maybe Japanese folk music. Maybe we'll put that on there. I feel like he would just like everything. Ooh, and nature soundscapes. Okay, so let's tweak his face a little bit, because I just made him bald, but this is not how I want Aang to look. So Aang kind of has some big ears. So how can I... Okay, but maybe not that big. So maybe put them back a little bit. Yeah, that's okay. And he's got some big eyes, but maybe that's just because he's a cartoon. Are these better gray eyes or are these? Because I feel like he has dark gray eyes, so maybe these ones. And he's got a smaller nose. It's a pretty high up there nose. And he's got a very thin mouth, but it's a happy mouth. A very thin and happy mouth. That still makes him look angry. So maybe that's good. There we go. And his head shape, I don't know. I mean, he's bald, so like, I guess this one? I don't know. He has a pretty round face as a kid, but maybe I should be like based on his cheeks as an adult, because he does also grow a beard. Yeah, because he's got a pretty angular face whenever he's an adult. But we can still kind of like play with it and give him that angular face, but still also have his like cheeks. Okay, I think the eyebrows are throwing me off. So let's go ahead and give him, he has dark brown hair. So let's give him that. And they're pretty archy. And then once we find the right shape, which I think these are the right shape, then it'll probably help a little bit to like make his face better. Yeah, okay. That's starting to look more like how Aang should look. And then he's pretty muscular, but not like not like too muscular. So probably about there, maybe. Okay, and then let's pretend that these are like modernized versions of the characters. So for everyday wear, I still want to stay true to like their color scheme. Maybe not red, maybe orange and yellow. Maybe he would wear a jacket of some sort. Oh, that's got blue. Oh, I like this. That feels very Aang to me for some reason. So maybe we'll have that be his everyday wear, because that looks light enough that it could be his everyday wear, right? Or should that be his cold weather? Maybe that will be his cold weather. Maybe I changed my mind. So let's do just like regular tops. See what we can find. Ooh, I like this shirt, and it shows off his tattoos, and I think that's what he would want. Or would something like this be better? I don't know. That doesn't feel very Aang to me. Ooh, that's nice. That feels kind of modern day Aang. And maybe that's nice for everyday wear. So let's do some pants. Would he be a khakis person, like a slacks person, or would he be a jeans person? Honestly, I think he might be a jeans person. I kind of like these. Yeah, I kind of like those. And then I think he'd wear some socks. So maybe let's give him, I was about to say, we have some orange socks. Those have toes in them. Oh, wait. That's so weird. They show the toe cut out, and then on here it doesn't have the toe cut out. Let's just give him regular socks, and then probably some sneakers, because he'd need to be able to run. And then I think these shoes are definitely what I had in mind. So then for formal wear, he's not going to be a vampire, that's for sure. But we can put him in a set. So what do we have that's blue? Or would he wear something orange? Probably wear something orange. Or maybe yellow. I kind of hate all of the men's outfits. Let's do a top and a bottom and see if we can find something that matches. Because I don't feel like he would be super dressed up depending on what it was. So maybe let's pretend that they're in like college or something. I do think Aang would rock the bow tie though. That does sound like him. Just what pants would he wear? Maybe blue? These base game ones aren't bad. And then let's give him socks again. Probably these ones. I feel like Aang would be a fun sock wearer. And then shoes. He'd probably wear something like that. That looks good. All right, athletic wear. He definitely trains without his shirt on in the series, but let's give him maybe a tank top. I don't like any of these tank top options. What do the t-shirts look like? Oh, this is nice. A jacket with a top underneath, maybe. Yeah, let's go with that. And then let's take off this necklace because I don't want the jewelry. I don't know why they always have piercings for the athletic wear. And I'm like, that is probably the one time that you don't want piercings in, is whenever you're working out, because it could get snagged on something. Let's give him some shorts. I do like these ones. They do match that like other thing that I found earlier for the cold weather, but that's okay. Yeah, let's give him the fun socks. And then we can give him some sneakers. He would probably wear the same sneakers that he wears every day. So let's give him those. And then sleepwear, he'd probably not wear a shirt. Or should we look at the pajamas and see what there is? There's nothing. Ooh, I do like those. They kind of got that arrow look to them, and they're kind of in like the color scheme I think about whenever I think of Aang. So maybe those. And then he doesn't need shoes. And then party wear. They give Sims the most random things. Okay, so let's look at some full body outfits that they have. He could be a peach. Just kidding. So if they're in college, what kind of look would Aang wear to a party? I do like this, so I'm going to keep that in mind. Or do I like that better? No, I think I like this one. Okay, so pants. He definitely would wear jeans again, but maybe they'd be like black jeans. I kind of like these ones. Take off the accessories. Maybe he would wear a watch though. Maybe that is very Aang. Maybe he would wear a watch. You can't really see it though, so maybe not. And let's give him some socks. Maybe these ones, even though you can't see them. And then would he wear loafers to a party? Maybe like boat shoes. Maybe that's what he'd wear. No, Aang would probably be a Converse type kid or an Adidas kid. We can give him regular Adidas. Let's do that. And then swimwear. He definitely would wear a Speedo just based on the series. But do we have one? It doesn't come in brown, but it comes in that cheetah print. But maybe he would wear orange. Let's put him in the orange. Okay, and then hot weather. There was that t-shirt. It was like iridescent or whatever. Oh, I also kind of like that too, but that's not what this one. It's very shiny, but it's very Aang, like color-wise. Or, you know what? We could say that one for somebody else. And then he'd probably just wear regular shorts. I almost want to give him cargo shorts, like these gray cargo shorts. I kind of like those. I'm vibing with them. And then he'd probably wear sandals in the hot weather. So maybe let's do these ones in the brown and the orange. And then cold weather, I liked that one top. So let's get that back out. Yeah, this one. I like this one. I also saw that one too. But yeah, this one in this pattern. And then let's put him in some pants. Maybe there's like some, yeah, pants like that. They look like firefighter pants, but I like how weather prepared they are. Maybe I like them in the gray. Maybe the black, actually. And then he'd definitely wear a beanie to keep his head warm. Yeah, kind of like this one. That's cute. And then some socks, because he's definitely a socks guy. We'll do these ones. And then he'd probably wear maybe boots of some sort. Maybe these blue ones. Those are vibey. Okay, and that is Aang. So let's move on to Sokka now. Okay, so let's go up here and change the sim to male. And then his name is Sokka. And then whatever his last name is what Katara's last name will be. Something water-based. Let's have their last name be Del Mar, which is Spanish for of the sea. And Sokka definitely wants to be both book smart and handy because he's very like crafty. And then his traits, he's very funny. So I guess we can give him the goofball trait as well. He's also a perfectionist. And honestly, he's kind of a bro. And then his preferences, he definitely is an actor in comedy. I don't think there's drawing on here, but we could do cross stitch, probably fishing, handiness for sure, and maybe knitting. Maybe he'd like that too. And mischief. Ooh, painting is on here. And pottery. I just feel like he's a crafty guy. Research and debate for sure. And he probably would also be into robotics and rocket science and romance. And then obviously blue. He loves compliments and jokes and potty humor and pranks and silly behavior. He likes cerebral sims and those who are family motivated and those who are hard workers. Based on his haiku, I feel like Sokka would definitely be into hip-hop music. Okay, so let's get started on him. So he is kind of on the neutral side, to be honest with you. And nope, or maybe he is on the warmer side. It's very hard to tell. I think the hair's throwing me off. Let me change the hair color to dark brown. And I think that might help. There we go. Okay. I think he's neutral toned. It's very hard to tell. Honestly, in some instances, he's pretty warm toned. So let's try this one. No. I kind of liked how he was before. Yeah. And then he's got a very thin and angular face. Yeah, kind of like that. And he's got some really high cheekbones too. Maybe like that. And his nose is a little more rounded on the end than Aang's is. His ears also come out just a little bit. And let's go ahead and give him his blue eyes. They're also pretty wide and expressive, and his eyebrows are more straight across. So maybe if I fix those. And he's also pretty cheerful. Well, sometimes. Okay, maybe it's the hair. Yeah, the hair definitely helps. Aha, that's literally his hair. That definitely helped. Okay, so Sokka is also lean and muscular. Okay, and he also does wear his little necklace thing all the time. So maybe let's give him that. If I can find something that looks like that. I feel like we have something from Island Living that looks like what he wears. That's a little shark tooth. That could be close. Yeah, let's do that because I can't really find his like little choker thing that he has, unfortunately. Okay, so when it's every day, he probably would wear a t-shirt, and he's a little bit more trendy than Aang is. Aang is more comfort and Sokka's more trendy in with the ladies. Almost like preppy. I feel like he'd be on the preppier side of fashion. I really like that actually. And then pants, he definitely still wear blue pants. What do these look like? Those don't look bad, but I wish that the pattern ones were also in a different color. Oh, I like those. I like those a lot, actually. And then let's give him some socks. And maybe he'd also wear some sneakers. I feel like he'd wear some Vans. I don't know that we have Vans. Ah, we do. Or would he wear high top Converse? Because I feel like high top Converse is kind of preppy, right? Or is that not preppy anymore? I don't actually know. And then formal wear, you know for sure he'd wear a tux. But let's take off all of this jewelry because it's just overkill. And honestly, I probably should have put glasses on him because I feel like he would wear glasses, even though he doesn't in the show. I feel like if this were modern times, he definitely would be wearing some glasses. So let's give him a tux. Definitely blue, for sure. He'd like really dress up. Would he also wear a bow tie? Oh, I kind of like that. Or would he be very suave? Do we have more suave options? Oh, I like this one. That one looks nice. And then still some socks. Maybe these gray ones. And then some loafers. He'd probably wear these because he also bought a bag to match his belt. So he knows fashion. And then athletic wear. Let's go ahead and apply his glasses to every outfit. Do we have any full body outfits? That's a cheer outfit. Is that what that is? I do think that he would have a matching tracksuit of some sort. But I don't like that that has a polo. So maybe let's take off the preppy tag just for this. I don't want to put him in the same thing that Aang has. Is there anything else from the throwback fit kit? Or was that mostly for girls? I kind of like that. I guess we could do that. And then there are matching shorts, I think. Or joggers. Yeah, looks good. And then he needs some socks. And then some sneakers. What kind of sneakers would Sokka have? Maybe ones like these. Or would he wear ones like these? Probably that. That looks good. That does look good. Sleepwear. I don't think he actually needs his glasses to sleep. So let's take that off. I do think that he would want like a sleepwear set of some sort. Like a fancy robe. That does give very Sokka to me. And slippers. Because he'd want to be comfortable. Honestly, he'd like the bunny slippers. And then party wear. The Sims go all out for party wear, let me tell you. Where did his little necklace go? Okay, let me go back to this. And we'll have that be on all of his outfits. There we go. And then take off these bracelets because it's so much. And the rings. Take off the rings because it's also so much. Okay. He would be very preppy. Still. Preppy and polished, maybe. Because it'd be a party. And he'd want to look his best. Okay, so he'd probably want to wear something like that. Oh, I liked this. What about actually something like this? I like that a lot. And I'm really digging these pants. I want to know what other colors they come in. Because I feel like he'd like lighter colors. I like that, actually. I'm digging it. It looks good. Then what color socks do you have? Get him some blue striped ones. And maybe he'd wear some lace-up shoes. Or maybe he'd wear like these like Docs kind of thing. Yeah, I don't like the gold on them, but it'll work. And then swimwear. He wouldn't need his glasses if he's swimming. He probably would wear shorter shorts. And then hot weather. I kind of like this top, but maybe that's not the vibe. Maybe he'd be a little less preppy when it's hot. Maybe let's do this t-shirt. I think this is the t-shirt that I said we could save for later, and later is now. And then, would Sokka wear shorts or would he wear pants? I wish that those had pattern on them. Oh, I kind of like those. Those look good. And then he would probably wear some sneakers. So let's give him some socks. And what did I say he was? Like high top Converse person. And then cold weather. He definitely would bundle up because he knows what it's like. Because you need that to survive. Or would it be not as cold wherever he's at? So he wouldn't, like not as cold as home. So then he wouldn't need so much like layering. I almost like that. Like a lot. Not skin tight. Let's give him jeans. Why do all the jeans for the dudes in The Sims 4 suck? And then I'll still give him some socks. Maybe I'll give him some like long socks. And then some boots. I do kind of like these boots. Okay, so that is Sokka and that is Aang. They are going to be on the gallery and my EA ID is in the description box down below. So they are now on the gallery and I'm going to leave this here and say thank you so much for watching and I will see you all next time. Bye guys.